Hey guys, so watch this video here for Friday, December 3rd, showing you the SPY. Opened about where it closed yesterday and had a pretty nice rally. I'm not sure how much the Dow was up, but it was a strong day. It was, if I go to intraday, it was kind of a slow chop higher, and really for the last, 4 hours, pretty much sideways. So it all happened maybe in the first couple hours, and there was like nothing setting up. The day was killing me. I was bored out of my mind, and then I had three bounce plays, probably set up within 5 minutes of each other. I called all three of them in chat before they triggered. One was AERC, one of the uglier daily charts you'll ever see, but we had it on bounce watch because it had fallen from over 100 down to the 15 area or whatever, right? So certainly worth watching for a bounce play. Let me zoom in a little bit here and I'll show you. It looked probably, I'll zoom in so you can just see this vertical line. That's the opening bell for today, 5-minute candles. I think this number's off. This shows 1661. My charts have been acting stupid like this. So look what happens when I switch to 2-minute candles. And you'll see the early high wasn't 1661 at all. It was right here, about 8 minutes in. Sorry, 10 minutes in. About 10 minutes in. It topped out at 1620. So if I switch back to fives and was just going by that, I don't think that's accurate. I do not think there's the opening 5-minute candle. I do not think the early high was 1661. So keep that in mind when I'm showing you this. I think it was 1620. And my level 2 had said the same thing. So it looked about like this. I saw the volume coming in. My idea was through the whole number 16, knowing, again, ignore this spike because that didn't happen, knowing that 20 cents above 1620 would have been a high of day break on a stock that was over $100 2 sessions ago or whatever, right? So you go back a couple sessions. So to me, I thought, hey, this could get $1 or $2 move pretty quick. So anyway, that was my idea. It was already on the bounce play or on the watch list video. And I had it on the bounce play list. So typed out in the chat room my idea, AERC over 16. Looking for a pretty quick move through that 1620, and then boom. Got the halt, and then actually got to move to 21.99 out of the halt. My best sell was somewhere around 21. I got basically $5 a share on my best sell. So that was a pretty cool thing to happen after sitting there for hours doing nothing, all right? About when that happened, SOPA had started to climb. I think it was about $7.35 or 30 cents when I called it over 750 second mouse, knowing that the earlier high was only 14 cents above that. But I saw the volume coming, and then right after I typed out my 750 second mouse idea, I said, actually, you could Tokyo this, which means a grab, which was probably around 740 at the time. And you see what happened. We got another halt. We got this, I think it might have halted here, came out of the halt, ripped, and then kind of rolled back over. But so that happened pretty close to when AERC happened. I also called that one. And then this other one, SEV, I typed out, and it looked probably about like this. SEV bounce play watch is what I typed in chat, and then I wrote, it hasn't broken its, excuse me, I still don't have much of a voice. It hasn't broken its morning high since it was over 45 bucks. So I'll switch to 15-minute candles and show you what I mean by that. I'll pan out a little bit here. Remember, these vertical lines are the opening bell. So let me scroll across. So came public here and then ran, if you remember, all the way to 47.39 on the second day, 47.49, sorry, on the second day that it ever traded. But it put in its high in the opening 15 minutes, right? The rest of the day it sold off. Look at the next day. It put in its, there's the open, put in its high within, these are 15-minute candles, so put in its high in the opening 30 minutes and never broke it. Same thing for the next day. Put in its high pretty much at the open. The next day, put in its high in the opening 15 minutes, and so on. You do not see an afternoon. There's the high of that day. There's the high of that day. And it just kept bleeding lower. So that's why today I said it was going to be the first break of its early high since it was over 45 bucks. So we got that break, which was over 1338. And we got a pretty quick move within 45 minutes maybe to 1442 and a fairly strong close. So there's three bounce plays that should have more than made your day. I know I got a ton of thank yous from the chat room. So it's like everyone was sitting there bored waiting for a play, and those three manifested almost out of nowhere. And again, I don't have much of a voice, so I'm going to go right into what we're watching for tomorrow. I'm going to put ABUS back on watch because it had the big pop yesterday, then today sold off a bit. I'd like to see what I just showed you. I'd like to see a narrow range and an afternoon high of daybreak, right? So that one's on watch. LGVN, crazy mover. Now you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row with lower closes or lower highs, and it's in that area that we like between the 8 and the 20 moving average. So this is one of the more interesting ones to me for a potential bounce play, but only with a proper intraday setup. And I would make that same argument for ISPC. You got a few days lower now, right into that area we like, right? And kind of retesting some support there. It used to be resistance. So that one's interesting too. AI, I'm looking for an oversold bounce. You can see all of its trading ever since it came public back in late 2020. All-time highs were over 180, and it's worked its way down now in big volume today. Actually, at one point, the low today was 27.52 before closing around 30 bucks. So I'm just looking for an oversold bounce, again, only with a proper intraday setup. NRDS, same thing, ugly chart, oversold bounce is what I'm looking for. Won't take any of these unless I get a setup I'm looking for. MTTR, kind of a different kind of a bounce play. It's a really strong stock that now you've got a couple days lower right into that area we look for, right? So that one goes on bounce watch. SEV had that nice green day today. I'm going to look for a follow-through of that bounce today, tomorrow, so we'll see. AHI, big rip yesterday, today an inside day with a fairly strong close. Put that on long watch. Playboy, PLBY, really is in kind of the middle of its range from the last couple weeks, but it had nice volume today and a pretty strong move midday and a pretty strong close. So let's keep our eyes on that one. There's a joke there, keep your eyes on Playboy, but anyway. AERC, I already talked about this one. I'm definitely, with that move it made today, again, doesn't look like much because the candles are smacked together because of that big day. But, we're talking about, let's see, maybe in 30 minutes, this thing went from 14 to 22. That's a massive move. Any stock that can do that as a day trader, I'd be a fool not to have it on watch. KR, which is Kroger, grocery store, pretty strong day today. We're going to see if it gives a follow-through setup. And then lastly, and I don't love this one, SOPA was on bounce watch today, gave us a trade, but ended up going out back near the lows. So I'm going to have it on a chart, but I don't like it as much as I like, say, LGVN and ISPC. All right, anyway, I'm done babbling. I'll see everybody in the chat room in the morning. Have a good night.